I'm joined by the Isle of Man's TUC President, Andrew Shipley, and we're here to talk about the situation with the buses. I mean, the overview, because you're obviously above Unite, you look after the sort of all the unions in the Isle of Man. Do you have a position on this, and what's your opinion?
The Isle of Man TUC obviously comes out in support of this, of the bus drivers, because it's the principle behind this. There's been a unilateral change in terms and conditions, and therefore, we've got to support them, because if it's not the bus drivers, who is going to be next?
Well, there's talks going on Tuesday. Will you be involved in any way in that?
No, I'm completely devoid from that. That's between Unite as the main union that's involved and the DCCL.
Okay, well, we've heard from the government. We haven't heard from Unite. But talking to you in general then, do you think there's a way out of this that can resolve the problem before the strike on Thursday?
Well, both parties know what the issues are. What I would say to them is, you need to get down around the table and actually thrash this out and get it sorted out. If the Isle of Man TUC can help in any way, then I'm more than willing to actually facilitate that, if that's a possibility.
It seems slightly entrenched, although both sides say they are willing to talk, and there are talks tomorrow. But any.
Well, I'd say while there's life, there's hope. So if they can at least approach that table, but it takes two to tango, and it's important that both sides, if they are prepared to enter into a process of negotiation, that they will actually approach that positively and actually say, well, we can try to reach an agreement before Thursday.
This is always now played out in the media to some degree. I mean, what do you think about the support side of this? I mean, you want public support behind you, but then at the same time, industrial action is over at the Christmas period.
I mean, it's unfortunate whenever industrial action occurs, and that it's never an ideal time. And I was just reflecting on that earlier in the day, and the fact is that there are timescales that have to be worked to, and unfortunately, that's where we're at with the timescale.
So, besides what is happening already, there's nothing you can do as TUC on this?
Well, we would encourage, and basically it is a case of just simply encouraging both parties to actually get round the table. We don't want to escalate it in any way. We want to actually facilitate agreement if that's possible.
Do you think it's been handled well?
I think it could have been better handled. My own view is that possibly at early stages management could have actually intervened and approached this from a better perspective.
Now, there's been talk of intimidation, and this is quite a serious allegation.
I've only just heard of that today, and it is worrying. It is an individual decision whether people want to take industrial action or not, and I heard them, I think it was the Minister saying about the disciplinary process. It's got to be a personal choice as to whether people go on, take action, and it would be disappointing if people had been bullied into making a decision.
Now, you say the TUC is behind Unite, but you don't bring any of your members out or anything, and you don't recommend anybody else to come out and support?
Well, that's not a legal step to actually take, so that's not an issue really.
And in general, for negotiations in the future between management, government and unions, do you think this is just the start of it?
I think it is, but I would hope that we could actually get around the table. There is a joint industrial forum that's been set up by the government where the unions are actually meeting up with representatives of government. So I'm more positive for the future that we will actually be able to start to address some of the issues before they actually become major issues, and actually put in place steps and protocols to actually follow to try and avoid this sort of issue occurring in the future.